වඩාත් ක්‍රීඩාශීලී හැන්දාවක් ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමින් ඔබ සියලුම දෙනාට ආරාධනා කරනවා අද රැඳෙන්නට ස්වාධීන රූපවාහිනී සේවය ඔබ නිවහනට ගෙනෙන අන්තර් පාසල් රග්බී පාපන්දු වසන්තය සමගින් අද දිනේදී අප ඔබට තීරණ කරන්නට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා මහනුවර බෝගම්බර ක්‍රීඩා පිටියේ සිට ශ්‍රී ලංකා පාසල් රග්බී පාපන්දු ඉතිහාසයේ තුලත් ඒ වගේම වාර්ෂික ශ්‍රී ලංකා රග්බී පාපන්දු කැලෙන්ඩරය තුලත් අතිශයින්ම වැදගත් වන්නා වූ තරගයක්. ඒ තමයි තරග දෙකකින් සමන්විතව පැවැත්වෙන කොළඹ රාජකීය විද්‍යාලය සහ මහනුවර ත්‍රිත්ව විද්‍යාලය අතර බ්‍රැඩ්බී ශූරතාපල්ලිය සඳහා පැවැත්වෙන තරගමාලාවේ පළමු වන තරගය. මෙම තරගමාලාව පැවැත්වෙන්නේ දෙවන ලෝක යුද්ධ සමයේහි ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට රාජ්‍ය පරිපාලන නිලධාරියෙකු ලෙස පැමිණෙමින් ඉන් අනතුරුව 1939 වසරේ සිට 45 වසර දක්වා කොළඹ රාජකීය විද්‍යාලයේ විදුහල්පති ධූරයේ දරූ ලෝරන්ස් එඩ්වඩ් බ්‍රැඩ්බී මහතා සිහිපත් කරමින් තරගමාලාවේ මේ වන විට තරග 60ක් පවත්වා තිබෙනවා. එම තරග 60න් තරග 33ක් ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්නට මහනුවර ත්‍රිත්ව විද්‍යාලයේ කණ්ඩායම සමත් වී තිබෙන්නේ. තරග 26ක ජයග්‍රහණය කොළඹ රාජකීය විද්‍යාලයේ සතු කරගෙන තිබෙනවා. කණ්ඩායම් දෙක අතර ලකුණු තත්ත්වයේ සමවීමෙන් ජය පරාජයෙන් තොරව නිමාව දුටු එක් තරගයකුත් වාර්තා වී තිබෙනවා. ඒ අනුව එම තරග 60න් අනතුරුව 61 වන තරගය තමයි අද දිනේදී ආරම්භ වීමට නියමිතව තිබෙන්නේ බෝගම්බර ක්‍රීඩා පිටිය තුල. විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ වසරේ කණ්ඩායම් දෙකේ දස්කම් සැලකිල්ලට ගනිදී කොළඹ රාජකීය විද්‍යාලයේ කණ්ඩායම පසුගිය වසර 4 පුරාවටම මෙම බ්‍රැඩ්බී ශූරතාපල්ලිය හිමි කරගෙන සිටියත් මෙම වසරේදී කිසියම් ආකාරයක පසුබෑමක් පෙන්눔 කර තිබෙනවා. නමුත් ත්‍රිත්ව විද්‍යාලයේ කණ්ඩායම පසුගිය වසර කිහිපයට වඩා තමත් හොඳින් ක්‍රීඩා කරමින් යලිත් Tamanගේ පැරණි රාජකීය තත්වයට ලං වෙමින් තිබෙන බවක් පෙනෙන්නට තිබෙනවා. ඒ අනුව පැහැදිලි ලෙසම අද දිනේදී තරගයේ අතිශයින්ම උණුසුම් තරගයක් බවට පත් වේවි. එම උණුසුම් තරගයේ පුරාවටම තොරතුරු අප ඔබට ගෙනෙන්නට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. එම තොරතුරු ගෙනීමේ බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන මේ වන විට මහනුවර බෝගම්බර ක්‍රීඩා පිටිය තුල මගේ මිත්‍රයා මහේෂ් සේනානායක සිටිනවා. අපි මහේෂ් සමගින් එකතු වෙමු.
Thank you very much, Priyal. Very good evening. Welcome to the sprawling Bogambara Stadium on a cloudy day at the Hill capital before the first leg of the red letter days Bradby Shield between Royal and Trinity here at the Hill capital's sprawling Bogambara Stadium. Look at the crowd. It's unbelievable. They're waiting, cheering and jeering, thinking that their respective teams for which they are cheering will get the better of the opponents at the first leg of the 61st Rugby Shield to be taken place at Bogambara. Look at the massive crowd, as I said, cheering and jeering the kids of both the schools, waiting for their senior schoolmates to do the honours this evening at the first leg of the 61st Rugby Shield. Despite the foam, the weather condition, the heavy rain has brought down the equal status to both the teams. Trinity have been doing extremely well during the season and they have been brilliant, whereas it has been a terrible story for Royal, and for the first time they have been relegated to the B division in their rugby history. So Chandushan Perera is ready at the commentary box to give you a live wording on the first leg Bradby. Shan?
Thank you very much, Mahesh. Welcome Sri Lanka. Good evening. Welcome to the 61st Bradby, brought to you by Singer Sri Lanka. Very proud day for both schools. And sitting next to me are two gentlemen who will be introduced in a second. But we have to go to this first. If you consider the crowds that have come up from Colombo, from all corners of the world for this game, that is the spirit of the Bradby. This is what rugby in Sri Lanka, and in particular, rugby between these two that go back so far back, it's unbelievable. And if you look at the crowd here, well, I can't really throw a pin because there's no space left. People are still piling up. Kandy is still chock-a-block with traffic for people coming up. Absolutely brilliant day. The kids all dressed in white on one side from Trinity, all dressed in white with a little bit of yellow on the other side from Royal College. Look at that. Unbelievable stuff. Now, if you're sat at home comfortably, I suggest you get a little bit more comfortable because you are out of the wet. It's a very, very wet day. It's been raining all day today. It's soggy underfoot. The conditions will change the story today because if Trinity were fancy to go all the way and Royal the underdogs definitely given the season, today everything will change. Why? Because the conditions underfoot and the soggy conditions, the wet ball changes the whole story. So sit comfortably at home. Here you see the wonderful Heavy C band come out. The kids are out in all their colours. And next to me, two eminent, distinguished, I got that right, old boys of both schools. Let me go with Mr. Ajit Tabesekara, captain Trinity College in 1967, the unbeaten champs, and in 1968. So he's got a huge record under his belt. captained Sri Lanka schools in 1967, played for Sri Lanka from 68, CRNFC, then had the benefit of this strong forward, 68 to 74, good years. Then he has also coached CR Army and the national side, and I was part of that, very much so. We actually have, we're going to go to the intro for Ravi Vijayanathan straight after the clip. We've got two clips just to line you up of the games, plus what Royal and Trinity bring to the 61st Bradby, brought to you by Singer. Enjoy.
Hold it, coming, and 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, go!
We are confident in ourselves, but so is the whole team. So we are going to play a hard side this year.
To be or not to be, yo, that's the question. Are you gonna stop or keep on rocking? Farther, faster, quicker than the next man. To be the best is the master plan. Go on with all you got, give it your best shot. Don't ever think about trying to stop. Keep reaching, pushing, hoping for perfection. Make up your direction.
Bradby this week, Bradby!
If you want it, if you got it, flaunt it, and get up on it. Go for yours, not for a minute, but all the time. You better do it, cause I'm going for mine. Go for it. Listen closely and you'll get lifted. Higher than you've ever been before. Get more than you bargained for sure. Life can be a trip full of trouble, but you gotta stand up and fight back double. Don't let nothing hold you.
We haven't had a very good season this year, but we are definitely capable of winning. The Bradby Shield has always brought out the best in Royalists, and this year will be no exception.
Keep moving, don't let nothing stop your flow. Go for what you want, don't hold back, cause I know you got it.
I think Bradby is different kind of a game. At the moment, boys are confident, and myself and technical advisor, we are very confident about the Bradby. I think we can manage, especially in Candies, we can beat them.
Royal will be definitely going as underdogs, and the side that plays well should win.
It's amazing here. As much as the teams are warming up, even the crowd, the cheer groups are warming up for the 61st first leg. Even we can't stand here, the big noise, cheer and cheer. I got to talk to Trinity Lion. We'll ask from him whether they will win. Will Trinity win the Lion Stamp today?
Obviously, this is going to be a Lions Day, and you're going to thrash Royal like hell.
Well, they're going to thrash Royal. We got another clip from Royal. Let's see what the captain and the coach has got to say.
Can I go now?
Thank you very much, Mahesh. Now you can understand that Trinity would like to go all the way home, but in the middle, a lot to be desired. Let's have a look at that. And I have to be corrected. I stand corrected. It was Ajit Aberatna, my good friend, and of course he coached me as well, so how could I get the name wrong? We used to call him different names when he was coaching us, of course. But on the other side, Mr. Ravi Vijayanathan played for Royal 1979 to 81, as a prop forward, he says. Captain the Stage FC in 1987, Sri Lanka from 1984 to 1986, and a national selector, which is probably one of the hardest jobs to do, from 1998 to 2002. So those are the two who are going to talk the game for you, with myself in the corner, Mr. Ajit Aberatna and Ravi Vijayanathan. Ajit, good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening, Chandrashan. It's a tremendous evening once again here at Bogambara. As you said, Chandrashan, the muddy conditions have changed the perspective of the game. And I think the side that adapts to this condition would pull through. If you see the games that have been going on from this afternoon, it seemed that Royal were kicking and chasing, whereas Trinity were more willing to run with the ball. But it didn't pay too much dividends, even though Trinity pulled off the win in 2 games, under 12 and under 14. The under 16 was drawn, and now the under 17 game, Royal is on top because they are playing territorial territorial advantage. You can see that Trinity is running from all angles but not making much headway. So I'm not sure, Chandrashan and Ravi, whether these are scenes of what's going to happen in the first 15.
Hang on a second, Ravi. Before we go to Ravi and the intro, we just need to cut across to Mahesh, who's got one of the Royal lads to answer what Trinity really said they could do to the Royal on the day.
Thank you very much, Shan. It's wonderful, brilliant. Here the school kids shouting and cheering and jeering, anxiously waiting for the first kick off of the 61st first leg. We got to talk to a Trinity lad. He said they're going to thrash Royal. Let's ask from this boy, this gentleman, whether what will do Royal. Will Royal retain their glory at the first leg of the 6th Bradby?
Yes, definitely. Royal is going to win the Bradby Shield for the 5th consecutive time. The shield is ours and we're going to keep it.
This shield is ours for the 5th consecutive year. They're going to retain it. It's a matter of how the players will take the first 30 minutes, 5 and 30 minutes on the field. If they play sensible rugby, the rain has brought equal status to both the teams. Trinity have been doing extremely well this season, whereas Royal are the underdogs. They are terrible. They have been relegated for the B division for the first time. Shan?
Thank you very much, Mahesh. Now I'm going to introduce you to Ravi Vijayanathan. Ravi, you heard one of the lads saying it is theirs to keep. Today we'll decide that. You tell me, mate.
Thank you, Shan, and welcome all of you to the 61st Bradby Shield encounter at Bogambara Stadium. Shan, I would think Royal coming as underdogs today in a position to upset. So it will all be depend to see how they are going to perform today in these wet conditions. Weather gods have decided to keep it wet today, and all in all, Royal is a bit lucky since the weather god Trinity is a good outside halves, and they are good, got a good 3/4 line. And with this wet condition, I believe Royal can have a chance of making an upset today.
Roy, so hang on, Ravi. Now you're sounding very much like a Royal kid now. Come on, mate. We've seen what Royal have done all season. They've played like a bunch of you-know-what. How come, Ajit, you're going to answer this now before Ravi gets in. Tell me, Trinity have had very good form. They've played up the scratch. They've only had 1 or 2 little glitches. Do you think on the day, given the heart, given the legs, given the rugby IQ, that Trinity can do it?
I think so. Despite the conditions also, I think Trinity have the ability and the skill to pull this one off.
Okay, so now we're going to get a little bit of a dogfight up here in the commentary box as well. Ravi, you're smiling, mate, for the cameras. Everybody at home can see you smiling. They're not going to be very happy on the Royal enclosure there. Tell me, you were saying Royal can do it, but they really haven't come up on form. Nice girls, but Ravi, tell me about Royal's form.
Absolutely, Shan. Royal has not been performing that well this season, but if you look at the last 2 performances, they have come out with some good fight against Isipatana as well as St. Peter's. So, and also I can only go back to thinking of Bradby Shield. Bradby Shield has been a different ball game altogether when it comes to Royal and Trinity. The underdogs have sometimes upset the David has upset the
the Goliath. Well, okay.
It's been a situation where it has happened many times. So in that context, I feel the Royal can, they have the chances today if they can set the game plan right, and if they exploit the weaknesses. I think there's a good game today for Royal to exploit.
Having said that, Ajit, he was very clear in admitting that you are Goliath today. So we'll go with that. Having said that you are Goliath and that David might upset Goliath, looking at the weather, conditions underfoot are the sleep of today. It's very wet, it's muddy, it's sliding all over the park. The ball's going to be really greasy. Adapting is one thing. Trying to get your game plan as you pre-planned before, Ajit, and trying to make it work on the day. Do you think it will?
Well, I think Trinity has the advantage of playing in their home grounds today, and therefore we see that the condition right now, Chandrashan will talk you through that.
That's right, have a look at it. Humidity is not too bad. Temperature, very pleasant. Wind speed, nothing spectacular, but it's the wet underfoot, Ajit. It's of course it's going to be, now let's get back down to basics. We're talking about boot condition. You're going to have the long studs. You can't play in molded or plastic studs. If you are playing in plastic studs, you're a dead ringer. You're gone today. Tell me.
Yeah, I think in a sense Royal have been practicing in hot weather, whereas in the last couple of weeks, last couple of days, Trinity have been playing in or practicing in similar conditions. So I'm sure they got their studs right, Chandrashan, and they got they are ready for this type of weather. And again, let me tell you, I tend to agree sometimes when Royal says, you know, that David comes in and pulls this one off. But who is David? That's the thing, because we got to take the psychology of the last 4 years also.
Okay, we're looking again at the weather just in case. For all of you at home, if you're not sure what it looks like out here, it is extremely wet. It's muddy. The rain has been pouring down all day, buckets and buckets, cats and dogs. Temperature is very pleasant, good rugby temperature. Humidity 75%. They've got it right finally. Thank goodness for that. The wind speed can play a role in the second half for sure, because the ball will start to fly around. But more importantly than anything else today, it's the team that adapts to the conditions. They're going to have to plan a little bit, Ajit, because if they're lining up with good hands and planning to run the ball, they're not going to be able to do that with any comfort. They're going to have to line up closer a little bit. Yes. So Trinity have a plan to run the ball, obviously. The Royal don't have the three quarters. But Trinity will have to really consider how close that line is and how much work the pack is going to do.
That's right, and I think, as I mentioned earlier, it has to be a territorial game, in the sense Trinity has to get into the Royal half or into a 22 and launch from there. I don't think they can play around much in their own half. They were used to doing that this season, running ball from all angles, but they might have to cut it down, and I'm sure the coaches would have given those instructions to the boys, and I hope they will adhere to that. If Trinity can take the play into the Royal half, as we are seeing now, even in the under-17, and Trinity is about to score here, we will see that Trinity will be able to pull through. But again, Royal is a side that always comes back, and they will fight to the end, and they have been improving with every game. Trinity didn't have a great outing last weekend, so in a sense, the psyche of the Trinity team may also be not 100% understand.
Okay, Ajit, now you've given a little bit of credit to the Royal lads. Ravi, take it from there. Tell me, you got classes of 95, 87, 67, whichever, all dressed up here and ready. But do you think your side can deliver for these lads, mate?
Sean, only thing what I could say is Bogambara has been a happy hunting ground for Royal. If you look back at 2002, the record score of 44-0 was broken at Bogambara, and even last year the second highest score was also 43-3 under Lakshman Bisana was at Bogambara. So I believe Royal can look back at situations what has been their favor in the ground, but it is going to be not that easy, because Bradby Shield has been a game which is going to be very tough, and anything can happen at the game, and if you play the right if your strategy is right and you play it hard at the correct time, and I think it can, they have got evenly balanced situation here. I would feel Trinity definitely has a better track record coming out, beating some good teams this year, and I feel that Royal can come out if they play well. But it's going to be interesting to see how the weather will, be beneficial to each side.
Okay, then you've heard both experts, Ravi Vijayanathan and Ajit Aberatna, both very much part of Sri Lanka rugby, as the young sides now batted out in the middle, completely mud-sodden. Referee Orville Fernando just waiting. He's just having a look at his clock, as so are we. But more importantly, this 61st Bradby is part of Singers Rugby 2005. And I have to say this, at the risk of sounding a little bit dull, I'll tell you, Rugby in this country owes such a huge debt to this company. Simply coming out and making everybody understand that the future for the sport is assured. What it means is that kids from all over Sri Lanka get to see this broadcast. They saw a lot of other rugby happening all through the season. In fact, I think we've done about 11 live games plus the Sri Lanka matches. And we have to say thank you to Caltech for the big games. But today's Bradby, of course, is part of a 16-year story with Singer. And that's a good-looking lad there, jumping on screen. I wonder what his father looks like.
We're going
to get into that in a little bit. But we have to say a big thank you to everybody, all the good-looking people who got dressed up to come up to Kandy, the hill capital. There is a huge history of good-looking people in the country, of course. Kandy carries that, and I think we'll tell you all about that in a second. But I did today. Now we're seconds away. Tell me, as a Trinitian, and then I'll go to Ravi, very nice pictures. Tell me, how does it feel in the stomach? The little knot in the stomach just before you run on the park. I just tell the people at home how it feels.
Nostalgic feelings, Chandashan. Happy memories about this encounter. Through the years, I've been watching it for almost, I give my age away, but about 35 years or more. And I think we
look at those.
Really nostalgic about this event. It's a great event. It's something that we look forward to. And from this morning, the cars have been pouring in from all sides of the island. And in fact, there was a 1-hour traffic block in Kandy this morning. So you can see what an event this is. And we have it's a very emotional Chandashan, I would say.
There you go. For you at home, if you're a Royalist or a Trinitian, or just a rugby fan, or one of the sports fans watching this live broadcast on ITN, made possible by the sporty people at Singer, for all of you around Sri Lanka. Ravi, tell me about the knot in your stomach, mate. How do you feel when you watch these kids?
Shan, it is definitely a situation where everybody at Royal and Trinity playing rugby want to be part of this situation at the Bradby Shield. And it's lovely to wear that college jersey and represent the school. And it is a wonderful situation. Everybody wants to be there and be in this situation. And it is wonderful. And it is definitely a situation you want to, it is something memorable and you want to see how you can do your best.
Thank you very much, Ravi. Now, we've got Mahesh downstairs, somewhere on the park. He's managed to get a hold of a royal old boy who can actually speak sense. So let's have a look.
Thank you, Shan. It goes without saying that it doesn't matter whether the boy is playing extremely well on the field. It's a matter of the backup, the side support from the all boys. Let's ask from a royal all boy whether they will do this evening, whether they will be able to bring the glory, return the glory to them.
Definitely, because through the past experience, Royal had a couple of falls back, and I believe they have with the past experience, they will win the match today. With the college, all boys, all the support the college had, and they will do it. Definitely, I hope they will do it.
They will do it. What he thinks, an all boy of Royal College. Royal have been retaining this trophy for last 4 years. They are looking for a 5th consecutive year, whereas Trinity have been doing extremely well this season. They are the C champs, whereas Royal have been relegated to B division. Wait for a few minutes. You will see what will happen on the field. Shan?
Thank you very much, Mahesh. Now, you are well in perspective. You heard what the old boy wants. You heard what the Trinity old boys want to do to the team in the middle. Thank goodness he's in the stands. But the fact of the matter is, given the form, given the fact that Trinity are now promoted as well, that's something under their belt, coming back into the B division. Royal Ravi having a terrible season, an absolute dogleg, going down, being demoted for the first time in their history possibly. Will that make a difference today?
I'm not sure whether both Royal and Trinity would be looking at those facts and figures now, because it's a Bradby that matters for both schools, and I think being relegated down from A to B for Royal, and then the promotion that Trinity got might not come into consideration in a great game like this. I think everything is forgotten and they just go for it.
It's all or nothing, Ravi.
Shan, I don't think this whatever division Royal and Trinity plays, it has never mattered for Royal with who plays in what division. It has been always the spirit of the game, and Royal played Bradby Shield from 1945 up to date. So it is the game. It is between Royal and Trinity. It doesn't matter what division you play. Your Royal and Trinity will always play.
There you go. Having said that, you've seen that the band is just walking off. The two huddles have finished. All the junior rugby has now come to its logical close. The two big lads, both lined up. The two skippers, Varuna and Vijay Wardana and young Fernando. There you go, talking to referee Orville Fernando, who's just saying, listen, this is how it's going to work out. It's going to be tough for Orville in the middle, Ajit.
Yes, I think he's going to have quite a time trying to get around the park first with the slippery conditions. I think it's going to be a lot of kicking, and so following the ball, looking for offsides and things like that won't be easy in this weather. So he'll be under a lot of pressure today.
I think so, and more important than that, given the fact that the weather has made it all even, I think on the day today, as we've spoken before, the team that comes out, the team that is a little bit more focused, the team that adapts to the conditions very quickly, the coaches would have laid out the plan for them and said, listen lads, things have to change today because of the weather. Royal have no three-quarter line. That's accepted. They can't really pass the ball wide. It's all part of the story for Trinity because Trinity have a splendid line outside. Good forwards, the breakaways are excellent. The toss is just happening. You can hear the referee talking, so listen to the referee and what he has to say. He's just asserting himself, saying, listen, you listen to me. Only skippers will talk to me, and possibly number 8 or the pack leader, Ajit.
I think there's a polite question asked. He might allow it to go, but depends on the communication. But basically, it's the pack leader and
Okay, for young rugby players watching, you can see the referee very clearly giving instructions, and sometimes nervous energy forgets. You forget what the referee has told you in instructions. You run on
the senior cadet band of Trinity College will perform now.
අවදානමට පෙර සූදානමක් ලින්ක් සමහන්.
There you go, you got your logical breaks. If you've got some of that stuff, you're going to feel a lot better today. And I dare say, after you finish, you will need some of that for sure. Everyone, Fernando, just waiting, and so are we, all of you at home, on the edge of your seats. Doesn't matter if you're a Trinitian or a Royalist, this is a 61st Bradby Shield, brought to you by Singer Sri Lanka, who's been backing sport in no uncertain terms. A byword for sport in our country. As the two teams and their supporters winding up now. It's really getting to that point. Kickoff is only seconds away. And it is absolutely a spectacular day in Kandy. And it's almost like the whole of Kandy have emptied into the Bogambara Stadium, Ajit.
Yeah, this is a special event here. I think all the hotels are full up, houses are full up, and right out to Hantana, all of the hills, I think every place has been taken up. And as you said, I think the crowd has poured into Kandy. I think that Kandy city may be deserted now, Chandrasan.
I just saw some people trying to pick up some mangoes in the marketplace. That's the only people left, mate. Ravi?
Yeah, yes, Sean, absolutely. If you see the crowd, it's a chock-a-block situation here, and I think everybody has turned up here to witness this 61st encounter between Royal and Trinity. It seems going to be a showdown here between two schools, a traditional game which has been going on for many years, and let's see how both fare today. And let's see who comes out of winners in a wonderful game of rugby which has been going on for many years, and the traditional spirit and comradeship has been the ultimate winner in this Bradby Shield encounter.
Absolutely, Ravi. Couldn't echo it. It is the spirit of the game, the spirit of the tradition, the ways of our ancestors, and that's very much part of the inheritance. And at the end of the day, Ajit, it does not matter who has won or lost. It's how you play the game, isn't it?
That's what the great scorer said, Chandrasan, and I'm sure that is so important. And that is the essence of this encounter, because that is the spirit that has kept this encounter so rich in traditions in this country. So I believe that particular point you made is so important, Ravi, and I think that camaraderie that emanates from this encounter goes on for years.
That's it, an indomitable spirit. and that is sport at its best. This, by the way, for all of you around Sri Lanka, is the oldest schools rugby fixture in the world. That is a huge amount of pride for both schools, for all the lads who have been, the long honour list, plus of course for all of us in Sri Lanka. Brilliant story. In fact, we've got Chris now, who's the IRB official media correspondent. He's in charge of media for the IRB. He's down here taking some photographs. And the two teams have lined up now for the official handshake. And Ajit, tell us about Hilary Aberatna. I know you have now come and sat on this side. I know for a fact, and I know you're a shy man, you're not going to stand up for this, but you were supposed to be on the other side as chief guest, and you have given that up for Hilary. Now tell me the tradition of that.
Well, I think Hilary Aberatna deserves all the accolades he can get, because he has been responsible for the success of Trinity from the early 1950s to 71. In fact, he has a record unsurpassed by any coach. He coached an under-17 side right through those 21 years that remained unbeaten. And Chandachan and Ravi, I don't think anyone can touch that record. And not only that, I think most of the players that came out of the sides that he coached eventually ended up in the Sri Lanka rugby side. There were at least 6 to 7 players at a given time in the Sri Lanka rugby team at that time. And many would say that Hilary was responsible for the elementary skills that they got that helped them to go into the larger scene at Sri Lanka rugby. So here is a man who is been honored today. Hello. And I gladly stood aside, Chandashan, because I don't think I can hold a candle to him. And when the suggestion came, that was on my part. I think we just have to bow down to such a request. Hilary was not only a rugby coach, he was vice principal at Trinity through those years. He was a visionary educationalist. Many students who have gone into the political field or the corporate or even into the government sector owe their knowledge and learning experience to Hilary Aberatna. So here is a total man, a great human being. So Trinity is honored to have him from Australia this evening, being the chief guest at this game that he loved to be at when he was at Trinity. He enjoyed this time. Ravi, I don't know whether you remember him, may have been before your time, but Bradby was everything for Hilary, and he really went into this time with a total sense of excitement. Even though he was a vice president, he behaved like a schoolboy during this time, young at heart. And this great man has been honored by Trinity College this evening, and we see him being introduced to the Trinity team right now. And we see the the principal of Trinity, Rod Gilbert, and the Royal College principal next to him.
The former Minister of Foreign Affairs who passed away a couple of weeks ago.
We will observe 2 minutes silence for the Honourable Minister, Lakshman Kadurgama.
Old boy of Trinity was one of the finest gentlemen who has always been of love. Was an outstanding sportsman and an academic of caliber. He was a cricket colorsman who captained the team, a rugby colorsman, athletics lion, senior prefect, and right gold medalist. May I now request you kindly rise and observe one silence as a mark of respect for his noble services rendered by his motherland. Thank you.
Thank you very much to all of you at home for that very precious thought for a great man and a huge loss to Sri Lanka. And here we see the handshake, the official handshake, that last bit of nervous energy, Ravi. These two teams, these two lads now focused. It's a fairly chilly day in that sense, so they will need to make sure that their muscles are nice and toned up, that the warm-up hasn't cooled down, because that will always affect parts and parcel of your hamstring, etc. And that's the important factor, Ravi.
Yeah, it is something which they have to go through the ritual, Sean, because there's been a traditional situation where one of the senior captains of Royal and Trinity have been invited as chief guests, and today we have somebody who has an outstanding record for Trinity, being a coach and who has produced many national players, has been invited. That is Hilary Aberatne here with the Royal College principal, being introduced to the Trinity team. And the boys will be eager to go, raring to go just after this situation and after the college songs have been played.
Yes, it's a long wait, Ravi. You know, once you've got out, you've done the warm-up, you've gone through hitting the shields, you've gone through all of your limbering, and then suddenly you have to come up and stand and wait, and then the official, it's part of the tradition, of course, but, you know, sometimes muscles are unforgiving, Ravi. You know.
But Sean, it's important that you remember your college song, that is before the game. I think it really tones you up and gets you on the right mood to play the game and give your heart for the school.
That's it, Ravi. It gets the adrenaline almost somewhere near the ears and gets the taste in the mouth, as we call it. And it's all about what happens in the next 60 minutes. It's all on the day, and we've gone through this before, so we will observe as we go through the two college songs as the boys line up and the heart starts to pump a little bit harder. And Ajit and Ravi will talk you through that as Varun Vijay just takes Hilary and the Royal Principal down the line. A few smiles, but the knots in the stomach will be tightening, Ajit.
Yes, and this is the moment these guys have been waiting for, and it has arrived, and I can just imagine what they are feeling out there. Just getting back to Hilary Aberatne, he also captained the Trinity College cricket team and scored a blistering 100 against Royal in his days, which was a record. And he also was a colorsman in the rugby team, played for Candy Sports. And Ravi, you got your song going. I'm sure I know what you feel now.
Ravi is just at a loss for words. He's just trying to bite a little, and that's fair. It's all part of the long, wonderful, fabulous tradition of Bradby and what this brings to the schools, to the players themselves, to the history, plus, of course, to generations of Royalists and Trinitians. It is an impossible situation to describe. It's a feeling that you feel only if you can imagine. And look at this, wonderful sight. They know that they have to go out in the middle now, against the odds, come out and perform out of their skins. There are about 20 generations that will be lining up. Thoughts, prayers, memories, all come down to this. It has no meaning if you can't perform on the day. Ajit and Ravi have both been in the middle. They know what it means. They've gone on for greater and more distinguished careers. But the school day, the school song here at Bogambara, the 61st Bradby, changes all that. They go back, the memories flood back into their heads, the colors change, the frame changes so quickly. As soon as you now tighten, and the flag a little bit damp because of the wet weather here, but that's not going to change in these boys' hearts. It's how they pick up from here, how they use this and get it right. So important. It's all about the heart. It's all about pride. It's all about what you can do for your school. Today is the day. The pressure is on. You can't get a better sight than this. And this sort of passion, this sort of tradition, it could be anywhere in the world. And Sri Lanka is a proud part of that. Rugby around the world, be it in the corner of George in South Africa, in Suva in Fiji, in some part of northern England in Sheffield, in sunny Perth in Australia, or in a corner of Sri Lanka known as Bogambara. Today Bradby Shield Day. That's what it's all about. It boils down to the next 60 minutes. So all of you at home, sit back, get comfortable, tie the dog, get ready, because this is going to be a storm, Ajit.
Yes, I think that we'll forget about the ground condition now, and they just go for each other now. I think it's going to be a really tough, hard battle for both teams. Here comes a Trinity side, known as Royal Huddles.
There we go, Trinity College take the field first. Referee over Fernando, the touch judges all in line. You're live on ITN, brought to you by the sporty people at Singer. You're going to enjoy yourselves. We hope you will join us for the next 1 hour, 60 minutes of absolute tradition, hard to beat, as the world's oldest schools rugby fixture lines up, waiting for Royal College. Visitors here to Bogambara. The first leg, seconds away. 2 teams on now. Everybody waiting. Varun Vijay heavily strapped, Ravi. Tell me a little bit about his knee.
Varun has been going through a bad patch with his knee, Shan. I think he got this injury last year, and I don't think that he is fully recovered from that. You can see from his heavily strapped right knee, but he has decided to play the Bradby Shield, being the captain, and I think it is some determination in his heart, and he feels that he should be part of this team, leading the side, and being a Royal side which has led the side which has been a weak side. You can see the Royal team kicking off into Trinity territory. We can see one of the Trinity forwards going up, the ball coming out straight away.
We'll try and get the team sheets for you so you know exactly who's on the park. And hopefully the numbers match. And that's the number 15 just settling the story. Let's have a look at the 2 teams, Ajit. And here's the Trinity first team. P. Wilson, M. Bassett, T. Kiridana, that's the front row. East America, Vanika Sekar at 4 and 5. Alvihari at 6, Ching at 7. Madhuma Patabendi at 8. As the ball's put up. Collected at the back, good hands. Oh, pressure ball, still on. Ball on the deck. This is going to be the ask for the day as the big forward drives in. Up! There's Manikam at 9. Pushpa Kumara, the key man today. Can he get to run? That'll remain on your feet as well as mine. Kosa Tisera. Ranganath, Ranatunga. BNR Fernando, skipper at number 13. Hiroshin Sanji with the vice skipper at 14. Jai Wardana at number 15. That's the starting lineup here. 4 seconds, just 1 minute in it. First scrum. Oh, good pressure. The ball out, Trinity now. Good tackle coming in from Varun. Good hands. Mr. Kumara. Skipper. Hands wide. The number 11. Kosala Tisera. Just trying to find his feet. Trinity all with the early pressure. Still on. They're going to try and keep this very close, Ajit.
I think they're taking the correct steps here. They are keeping it very close. And you can see that they're not letting out apart from going to the number 10. I don't think they're allowing the ball to go any further than that. And that's a very intelligent play by Trinity.
That's very good. Trinity adapting to the conditions a lot better so far. Putting Royal on the back foot and earning themselves a penalty. You can see the number 8 saying, barking instructions, get it right, keep it simple. And I did really, Ravi, tell me, it's about keeping things simple today, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Weather is very wet and the ground conditions are not conducive for open play. But Trinity has actually, that kick has not gone into real touch.
Terrible miscalculation by Pushpa Kumara.
Lost
Golden
chance.
Opportunity, Ravi.
Yeah, lost chance they are Shan, because they could have got a ideal situation for a line out near the goal line, and that could have been exploited, but unfortunately the ball went over the goal line and Royal got a chance to come out of this situation.
The option was good, but the kick was bad, I think if they got that in the corner, it would have been a very important line out, but that's Pushpa Kumar making a mistake there. I think maybe the ball is a bit slippery, but we see the pressure building up here. Chandrashan.
Excellent pressure. Miscalculation again by Royal. Pushpa Kumara, he's going to have a go. Oh, nice big hit. That's really good early morning pressure. Trinity now on the drive. Wide ball. Oh, not really. Just couldn't get the hands right. Pushpa Kumara still on. We could go back and see that replay. We got a penalty for their efforts. We need to get this and slot this over, Ajit.
Yeah, I think they got to go for it. They got to put pressure into points, and it's very vital that Pushpa Kumar takes this kick. And let's see what the decision is here, because 3 points at this stage of the game will be a huge bonus for Trinity. Chandrashan, what we saw there was, the advantage was played, and we saw the Trinity line working. But again, there was a ball thrown, over the wing three-quarters head, and this is going to happen if the ball is thrown wide. Chandrashan, they got to keep it very tight. Even if there's overlap. If you are 30-40 meters away from the goal line, you've got to go in and set it up.
Very much so, and that's very good advice. As Pushpa Kumara completely covered, you can see the mud all over his face, and you're not probably going to recognize these lads by the time they finish the game, because they'll be completely sodden. But here he is now, first chance for Trinity. Big opportunity for this young man. The number 10, can he do it? Oh! Desperate. He hooked that really badly, Ajit.
Yeah, the word is hooked, really. He hooked it, and it went completely awry. I think that was 3 points thrown away. But Pushpa Kumar should not get himself under pressure, because in the Antonian game or the earlier game he missed a few kicks, and his game went to pieces, Chandrashan, against Isipatana. So he needs to be talked to and say, hey, don't worry about that. Let's keep the game going.
That's right. He's got to get it right, because he's such a key player as a number 10. He's got to keep his nerve, he's got to keep his balance, he's got to keep it all ticking right. As Trinity now running back, the number 4 getting hit hard, and that's V. Serenaika. Ball wide. As Pushpa Kumara just playing a little bit of volleyball, trying to get the winger away. Tisera. And does he succeed? Not too far. Ball still available. The 10. Royal just scrambling all over the park, Ravi.
Trinity looking very dangerous, Sean. Whenever they run the ball, they are going over the gain line. It seems they have got the act together, but I thought they were a little unlucky in the last time when they moved the ball. The slippery condition was in Royal's favour, but they could not score. They had the numbers on that side, on their side, but they were a bit unlucky, I felt.
Luck will play a very big part today. It's all about application. It's all about keeping things simple. And it's all about getting it right. You've got to get a very close line, because the ball is wet and muddy. So you make sure that you're well lined up and you're not too far back.
Number 9, offside.
Ravi,
very lucky.
Offside, number 9.
I beg to maybe disagree with you about the gain line. With conditions like this, gain line is not very important, because you can get over the gain line 50 meters away, but still not make much headway. I think you've got to play territory. You've got to get into the 22, because on now 3 occasions, Trinity had overlap, but they didn't score purely because of the underfoot conditions. So they got to drive back all the time, Chandrashan, get into the 22 area and then launch, because now on 3 occasions they got over the gain line, but nothing much happened.
And also it means, Ajit, they got to start running a lot straighter, because if you're just running side angles, one push and you're off the deck. You've got to try and keep your feet at every given stage. You've got to maintain your balance and the grip. If you haven't got the long studs, lads, you're in a lot of trouble. Royal now with a chance of replying something back. Penalty. What was that penalty for, Ravi?
I think there was a Trinity flanker coming on the wrong side. I think he was offside. He actually dislodged the ball from the Royal scrum half from an offside position. Ajit, I feel that I agree with you on the on your comments. But if you look at the schoolboy situation, when you are a schoolboy, they don't much of options. They are schoolboys. They are playing at this level, a very competitive game, and in a wet condition, and a good side. at a good three-quarter line. They need to get their act together. It takes a little time for them to settle down and make their moves.
Yes. Well, it's all part of settling down, Ajit. And if they don't settle down quickly enough, Trinity have done very well so far, but they've actually cost themselves 3 points and not getting that penalty. They also are guilty of not keeping the line fairly well, because they've just tried to shove the ball wide and it hasn't happened. They were spinning too much. Here's Royal now.
There's another penalty coming up for Royal here, as the Trinity backline was offside. Now Royal got a chance to score.
Now Royal have a chance. They're about 40, maybe, what is that, about 38, 39 meters outside.
They're going for touch here.
Well, that's sensible planning, Ajit.
I think you can see the Royal game plan. I think they just want to go into the corners, take the ball off the line and just keep driving it. I don't think they'll let it out. I think they just keep hitting with their forwards. And let's see what happens here, and we might see it happening again. They did it twice now.
Here's the first line out. Also, Ajit, considering the conditions, it's a lot of work on the old calf muscles. Here we go. They're driving hard now. Good clean-up coming for Royal College. Varun Vijay. Yes, first strike. Very well done, Ravi.
Yeah, that was a good decision by the Royal captain. The ball coming out from that ruck, and Royal captain decided to quickly put it across between the goal posts and get in that 3 points.
Well, it's the first time Royal have come into this half, Ajit, and they go back with a 3.
That's right. That's quite depressing for the Trinity supporters, because here we see 10 minutes being dominated by Trinity, and here comes Royal, and that's a neat drop kick.
Beautifully balanced, good stuff. Very well done by the skipper. So he's settled his side, taken Royal 3 up. It could have easily been 3-all, and Royal now with a little bit in front. But let's have a look at the two from here. Trinity. Good strike. That's given them new heart, Ajit.
Yeah, they're all pumped up now. They've struck once and they are ahead. And you just one kick that can change again. One penalty.
That's one penalty. Now Trinity a chance to reply.
I'm sure the TV audience would have heard those comments by Fernando. He explains exactly why that penalty was given. You got to get off the tackle ball, and that's Pushpa Kumar this time finding touch. And I think this has to be the Trinity game plan, Ravi, just to go to the corners, and I'm sure that's what Roy is also doing. Go to the corners, set the lineup, set a rock or two, and then score from there. And I must say about that drop kick, Chandashan, that a neat bit of setting up by the forwards.
Very much so, and they're going to have to save the forwards on the day, because there'll be so much work done in the mud, Ajit. It'll take a lot out of their legs, and they're going to have to save them, so when they are in a strike position, they can actually get the ball moving. Here we go. Pushpa Kumara, big number 12. That's Ranatunda. Oh! Miscalculation by Pushpa Kumara. Just taking his eyes off for that last second. And there's Anil Jaisingh, the coach. Nervous early moments for him, because he needs to get it right today, and he knows how much pressure there is.
The wet conditions always play a big role, Shan, when it comes to a good three-quarter line. If they are, it makes a lot of, it puts them in sort of a pressure situation, and if they don't collect the ball on time and pass, it's going to be difficult. Let's see the ball coming out that time. Royal way.
Ball out now. Varun Vijay. Tactical kicking is the call for the day. And that's Jai for Trinity. Good pace. Took his option, took his marker, and ran the ball into touch. So the ball comes back for Royal College.
On any other day, I would agree with that type of counter-attack, but not today. You are not covering much ground, and Trinity need to kick back. It's going to be not a nice game to watch if you do that, but if they want to win this game, they got to play in the Royal half. You can't start running from your own half as they have been used to this season. You got to change tactics, Tandushan.
Very much so, and I hope Anil Jaisingh has done that, because if he hasn't, Ajit, there's a lot of trouble ahead for Trinity College. But here's DL Jayawardena, the fullback. Pushpa Kumara, big boot down the park, looking for ground.
That's what we want from Trinity. And just putting the ball back and you got to line out and the ball comes back to you. So they got to play that type of game to get ahead in this encounter. The 61st Bradby encounter played at Bogambara. Tremendous excitement here as both teams are locked in a tremendous battle in this first half. Trinity have not broken through. Royal have surprised everybody by scoring the first points, putting the first points on the board. Trinity is a bit loose in their play, so they got to tighten it up a bit, and I'm sure they'll get the game together.
Oh, nice hit, Ajit. Now this is something that we're going to see. The water has to come out for the boys. There's going to be a lot of mud on their faces. Royal now. Good tackle. Pushpa Kumara doing all the work. Coming across from fly half, decking the number 11 for Royal College. As a referee, Fernando brings it forward. Have a look at this. Here's number 11. Just picking up ball now. Good tackle, well covered. Referee doesn't like what he saw. Trinity College free kick. Just the scrum half guilty there. Pushpa Kumara, hands. The number 5 for Trinity. That's Wanika Sekara, young Wanika Sekara. Oh, good run. Nice one up there. Taking at pace. Wonderful to see. Unfortunately lost the ball forward in the tackle. But that was nice to see, Ajit.
Yeah, that's good stuff by Sean Wanika Sekara. Coming in with every pound in his body, committed to that hit. Tremendous run, but unfortunately lost the ball. It's a slippery ball, and I think these are things are going to happen in this game. Might have a chance of losing it when you take such a big hit.
Absolutely, you got to keep that very close to your chest. Jayawardena takes a big hit, but manages to clear. He's still on the deck. But Fernando calls up that player. Very much so. He was airborne when he got hit there. Penalty very clearly evident. Jayawardena, as he just finished to the follow through, got hit very hard, but he's okay despite that heavy strapping. Strong young lad, leading his side out.
Sean, Ovil Fernando asserting his authority there. I think he wants to stop any type of foul play.
And so
it was very close. I know, normal game you will allow it to go, but I think referee wants the game to be very clean here.
Nice and clean and hard is the call. And, that will also echo Bradby's words. Played clean, contest cleanly. Here we go. Good number 8 play. Varun, nowhere to go. Just missed his marker, but the ball still available. Referee playing advantage. Good to see. Oh dear. Pushpa Kumara. Not much choice really. So the scrappy game. It needs both teams, Ajit, to be very sensible about possession. Very sensible about when they have possession, what they do with it.
Right. I think they got to know what they are doing in certain territories. For instance, in a place like that, right in the center of the field, it's full of mud. And it's no point trying to do anything spectacular there. You just got to put it ahead and chase it. But there are certain parts of the field that are fairly firm. And if they can judge that, I think they'll be able to make headway.
Oh, it's true. That's a scrum out, the number 9. Manicum brought down now. Keeps the ball well. Nice break. Fatima Badabendi still driving for the line. It is away. Now, big hand. Rajapaksa. 12, 13. Skipper. First try. Trinity. Beautifully passage. Lovely done. Well done, Ajit. You can't take that away. Trinity got everything right just that minute.
That was Manikam running 40 meters. That's him. Look at the power in this man's leg. Young lad, a basketball player, and Trinity is fine this year. And this guy, he really set this up. And I think this should be the passage of play for Trinity. One man, either scrum half or the number 8 taking breaks and taking the game up. And that was a beautiful passage of play, Ravi.
Yeah, that play really caught Royal on the back foot. And if you'd say there were numbers on the Trinity three-quarter line, and they ended up in a try. I think that Royal couldn't have stopped that try. It was almost about 2 against about 6 on that line. Royal going on the back foot, unable to stop that try. It was a lovely move by the scrum half and well supported by the flankers.
BNR Fernando. Beautiful. It was BNR Fernando who scored that try, and that was the captain of Trinity, sealing that try, set up by Manikam, and Pushpa Kumar is back, I think.
Absolutely. He couldn't kick one right in front, and then from the corner, Ravi, he slots it perfectly. What can you say?
That's actually brilliant stuff, Shan. Trinity compensating for the early mishap, and they are coming back into the game. They are taking control. They are at the moment it's 7 points to 3. Trinity leading to about almost 20 minutes from the first half.
New heart, new engines, new legs. Trinity College now start running it back at pace. Not a very good ball, but well picked up by the number 5. That's V. Serenaika. Getting that. Manikam with ball. The flanker. Oh, number 15. Jai Wadana, what was he doing there?
Just before that, they playing advantage. So that's a penalty for Trinity. All waited to see whether there was any breakthroughs. Actually, the breakthrough came for Royal, so he called the game back. And now we got a penalty, and it would be good if they go for touch here, make sure of touch, and then launch from there. I think Trinity got their tails up, and they got their, as you said, Chandra, they got a new energy coming back in the mud.
That's it, and if you start running hard and you keep possession, everything will change. Pushpa Kumara, good clearance, taking his team up the park. So now it looks like Trinity has swung the pendulum back in their favour. 20 minutes gone, first half, live on ITN, brought to you by the sporty people at Singer, the 61st Bradby. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are around Sri Lanka. If you're picking it up on something else, call us and tell us about it. There we go. Ball from Trinity, Manikam, the number 5, Serenaika.
Sean Vanikasekara.
That's Vanikasekara now taking it on. Madhuma Patabendi. Manikam again. Pushpa Kumara. Nice little ball. Good pressure ball. Nothing Royal can do. The number 15, Jaya Wardana, just had to pick it up over the line. Nothing else much.
That's a good play by Pushpa Kumar. You've got to get into that territory. I think he's got the signals right. And perhaps he got a message from Anil and Nigel on the bench. Just take the play up there and then launch. And Pushpa Kumar is on song, Chandashan.
Very much so. He's absorbed the pressure, come back, forgotten about that first miss. And that's what you have to do. Refocus and start getting your line right. Royal College. Walk and talk from now. This is what they should be doing. Varun Vijay to take play up the park for them. Number 14, good ball. Jai Wardana in the line. Should have passed. Didn't spin the ball wide. Guilty, turnover ball. Vijay Wardana on the other side now. Oh, pressure, pressure, pressure. The lad has to release. Manikam, wide ball to Pushpa Kumara. Back down the park. Vijay Wardana underneath. Gets away from his marker. Nice little chip. But well collected and marked. So, play very much from one half to the other, and that's going to be the order of the day today in this 61st Bradby. The ball will spend most of the time up above the heads, because that's where it will gain most momentum. Pushpa Kumara back down the park.
I think Jayawardene displayed good skill in marking that Chandra.
Yes, he did. He made up for all the early mistakes, Ajit.
I think Trinity just got to get a little more of the act together, and that is not to offload under pressure. Under pressure situation in this type of weather, this type of muddy conditions, you've got to dive with the ball. You're trying to offload under pressure, the ball can go awry, it can go sliding, and Royal can make advantage of that. So, but we see that Trinity has really got most of the act together, a little bit here and there, tying up here and there. I think they could pull this game through. But
Excellent coming in, and they've earned themselves a penalty.
Driving over almost about 10 meters that time, Sean. A good drive by the Royal forwards.
And Trinity guilty of pulling down Ravi, collapsing that maul.
Yeah, but I think earlier there was an offside situation where the referee spotted it, and then there was another infringement of that ruck. A line out, Royal have decided to kick to touch, and a line out forming out just inside almost Trinity line, about 10 meters away from Trinity line.
So the score line in his first leg of the 61st Bradby encounter, Royal and Trinity, nothing much in it, just 7-3. And these pictures live on ITN, made possible by the sporty people at Singer, as Royal drive up the park now.
That was a front peel by the Royalists, taking the ball from the front. Let's see whether they can drive over. They're almost on the goal line.
Big pass on the line, Ravi.
Varun Vijayawardene trying to come on the blind side with tackle.
Not a very good move, lost momentum. Gone back, turnover. Manikam puts the ball up. There you go, you see the feet losing themselves. Pressure ball. Turnover again.
That's an excellent bit of groundwork there by Trinity forward. Just securing that ball beautifully.
3 ball. Pressure. Pushpa Kumara right up there. Lucky for Royal, chance to get out of jail. Ball still in play. Collected by the fullback. Still making ground. Excellent play from Trinity College. Royal guilty of not clearing their line. Here we go, Manikam. Pushpa Kumara, little sidestep. He's going. Good clean out coming in now. Well secure. Markula Badabenge, yeah! Trinity!
Brilliant.
Tell us about it.
Oh, that's brilliant play. Pushpa Kumar in the thick of things. And here was Mathupandi driving with a great body angle. What a tremendous drive that was. You saw that body angle just a foot off the ground running.
Yeah, that is a brilliant try, Ajit. It's unstoppable when a player is at that sort of, all the body weight on his shoulders going. Could you see just taking that tackler off ground and just pushing his way through. Sheer strength and power from that body and neck, driving through and scoring there. Trinity recovering from that ball, kicking the ball back to Royal goal line and coming back to the game, scoring one more point. And they are just 12 points, and they can make it 14 if they get it over. Looks under the post kick, and I don't think it is going to be difficult for them to get this 14 on the board, Ajit.
Yeah, I think that's a tremendous comeback by Trinity. They started this game strongly. Royal came back with a piece of a drop goal by Varuna Vijayawardene, but now Trinity is on song. They got their act together. They know how to play territories now, and I think we're going to see some good rugby despite the bad weather, or you can't say bad weather, but the wet weather here. In New Zealand, this will be good weather, Tandrasan.
Absolutely, this is actually 100% rugby weather.
Yeah.
So now Royal College have to play catch-up rugby as Trinity have turned up the fire, they've turned up the volume, they've turned up the heat, so the weather conditions matter not. Manikam digs for that ball, back to Pushpa Kumara, very much in the fray. As a Royal fullback now replies, finds good space. as Jayawardene picks up, looks for space off the side of his boot, and line out Royal.
Talking about weather, I think the Trinity coach, Anil Jaya, the guy who has come from New Zealand, has made a tremendous impact for Trinity Rugby. Nigel Crone, this weather for him is normal, and he would have told Trinity boys, this is nothing. You know, don't hold yourself back. We are used to slowing it down, but not for Nigel. They play open rugby in this type of weather condition.
Absolutely, and it's all about getting the ball in the hands, getting it right, keeping it simple. We talk about those very simple things at the risk of sounding dull, but whoa! That's the first mistake. Under pressure. Referee plays advantage, but not succeeding, and I think Jayawardene copped one. Midriff Ajit.
Yeah, he's got it right on the
He'll be breathing hard for a little bit.
Yeah.
You see the mud all over him. The water will have to come out. The sponges will be out in their dozens. Because the mud will have to stay out of the eyes and the mouth and the nose, so that vision and breathing is not impeded. Very much normal day out of the office in New Zealand, or in England for that matter.
Yes.
So Corona will be very happy the ball running out in this.
Yes. I think they've been working hard with these boys to play this type of rugby they are playing now. We saw it in the Thomian game, Trinity coming back with some brilliant tries from their own 22, and that was New Zealand's pride rugby that this man has inculcated into this Trinity College side, and they need a bit of confidence, and I'm sure they're going to produce the magic here.
There you go, with 29 minutes gone. First half action, if you're joining us for the first time. Where have you been? This is Bradby, the 61st Bradby, 2005, first leg from Bogambara. Live on ITN as Trinity take it up the park. Vanika just trying to drive. Royal guilty of not at retreating 10. And that's a yellow card offence if they do it again. So Fernando just letting Royal off there, off the hook, as Pushkumara decides to go up the park. Just coming up to half-time. 14 plays 3. It's been Trinity traffic all the way, and Royal just haven't had the answers, Ravi.
Sean, I would like to make a comment, Sean. I think these conditions are ideal for Trinity. It has been raining for the last 2 weeks. I believe. Last week we saw it on in the cup final, so it is a condition where it will suit Trinity. Royal been playing under sort of a dry condition in Colombo and finding it a little difficult to get accustomed to it. Trinity have got the game right here. They have scored twice, and now they are cock a hoop with confidence, and you can see the number 8, pouncing, they are going, charging through and getting the ball back into Trinity. So we have Pushpa Kumar running across. Back, joining the line. And out of the wing three quarter. That's a try.
He's gone all the way.
The wing three quarter going under the post.
And Sanjeeva. Beautiful hands. Absolutely perfect by Trinity College. Unbelievable stuff. Let's have a look at that replay. This is exactly what the doctor ordered just as we were talking. Pushpa Kumara, good hands. Look at that. Beautiful inside dummy. Big long pass. Big gap opening up, and the number 12, Rangana Ranatunga, sucks in the 2 players, puts the winger away, and nobody's going to stop him. He's home and dry.
That's a Trinity vice captain. So we had a try from the captain, now the vice captain. I hate to think what would have happened, Ravi, if today was a dry day.
Ravi answered that, mate.
Actually, Ajit, definitely, I admit that Trinity is playing very well under these wet conditions. It's actually, I would say, Royal at advantage in these conditions. But it's out to say that how they are going to counter this Trinity attack. That time, the fullback joining the line and handling that ball very well, and giving a lovely pass to the wing three called to score almost under the post. Half-time scores.
So the Trinity crowd delirious, and that's the half-time score, 3-21. My goodness, that 21 was very well earned by Trinity College. The 3, and that's probably a Royal supporter thinking, what can they do today? 3 only to Royal as we go to the first half. It's half-time, 32 minutes, a little bit of extra time. So this Singer Bradby 2005, and we've got something lined up. We're going to go
commercial break. And when we come back, the chairman of Singer and a little one-on-one interview with us.